It's time for arguably Australia's #1 beer podcast, The Step Brewers. With your hosts, Papa Sweden and the Pilly Panther, formerly known as the Juice Wolf. Oh, and the Weg. Take it away, boys.
Well, Dennis, you fucked up tonight, son, because Panther is not here. My boy Weg's in the chair. You all already know what's going to happen. Pilly Panther not with us tonight. We've got guest producer Justin on the desk. Wowing himself. Okay. This kid knows how we play.
All right.
Weg, you've taken the chair.
Yeah, mate.
You've even got a sponsor for the glass.
Thank you to your mates.
Your mates? Ooh, hot. Drinking that Larry. Everyone's favourite beverage. I am your other host, Papa Sweden. No Pilly tonight. That's fine. I think it's going to be a very special episode. I think you're fired up.
I feel like this was always going to happen. I mean, ever since I came into the show, everybody probably expected that I would claim one of the top two seats.
The number 2 seat?
Yeah. No, this is the number 1 seat, actually.
Is it?
This chair's so much comfier than that piece of shit I normally sit in.
Yeah, we don't even give you the nice headphones normally. Now, tonight, our next guest is pretty fucking special, to be honest. This came to our inbox and we couldn't believe our little hands. It's been said that if you're invited to a house, you should make sure that you look like Sam Neill as dinosaurs roam the halls. If you need her at a beer festival, check Portaloo 7, maybe row 3. She'll probably have dislocated her knee and poured an entire beer all over herself. It's the Queen of Queensland, the bright-eyed Baroness of Beverages, our mate Chelsea. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the podcast.
That wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, so thank you.
Oh, that's okay. We've got a full hour to go. Did you think we were going to dish dirt on you?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Now, before we kick off properly and before we decide whether I've dug up dirt or not through maybe someone in the industry, do you want to give us a 30-second intro of why you're here and who you are?
Sure.
Just to put you on the spot, straight up.
Yep. Hey, I'm Chelsea Bright. I'm a brewer at Stone and Wood. Been working in the industry for about 5 years, and recently I smartly or stupidly decided to visit every brewery in Australia in 2 years.
And there's
741.
And that's every brewery, not just the big ones or the established ones. Every fucking brewery.
Everyone.
I'm excited for this episode. A lot. Now, Weg, starting with you, sir, because you're in the number 1 seat.
G'day.
What have you been drinking that's been good the last few weeks? Anything in particular?
This very exclusive Golden Brew right here.
Mate, show us the can. What have we got? Treats for the boys.
So just a little bit of Larry.
Very exclusive.
Thank you to the Great Beyond.
Thank you to the Great Beyond Coburg for the Laz.
Cheers, Ryan.
I have had delicious beverages. I've been drinking more Ocho, which is a surprise to no one. But I've also been drinking something that Chelsea's got in hand, which is great too, which we'll talk about in a minute. Chelsea, what have you had good recently? We haven't seen you in weeks. What have you had good in the last few weeks / months / ever?
Speaking of good, which I'm about to crack, is the Crumb Valley Blackcurrant Pastille.
Hell fucking yes.
Jeez, I love how you asked our opinion before the show and then just completely disregarded
on the order to drink them.
Yeah. Thanks. We're off to a good start. We're going to be friends. I can feel it already.
Have you had this before?
Yes, I was lucky enough to have this at all 5 Gabs sessions back to back in Melbourne, and then Gabs 2 sessions in Brisbane.
It's so fucking good. It's I was chatting to Smokey the other day and saying it just needs to win Gabs already. Like, why are they holding off the People's Choice? It's fucking ridiculous. And he was like, oh, I'm not sure if it's good enough to win, like big contenders. And I'm like, mate, that drink took me back to sitting in my dad's Land Rover when I was 7 years old, eating pastilles. Like, it's just a nostalgia bomb. And he's like, fuck winning Gabs. That's what it's about.
Can we talk about the 7 sessions of Gabs, though?
Yeah, that's...
Are you hiding a neck beard under that hoodie somewhere, or...?
Big hairy neck beard. Yeah, that is...
I was supposed to do Sydney as well, but because of the COVID thing going on down there, I decided to skip it.
Yeah, geez,
Smart.
what a shame.
Smart. That is dedication. Weg lasted a session and a half, fair enough, he did have us harassing him to film everything.
At least I was there on time. Don't even start with me, champ.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, you know, that's what happens when you send boys to drink with men.
Oh, well, there you go.
Or women, for that reason. Step Brewers podcast is proudly presented to you by Preachers Hobart. Simply one of the best beer bars in Australia. 14 rotating taps, independent beer. Stone and Wood, permanent tap there, the only permanent tap at Preachers. And Epic Burgers and the official home of Steppies Live in 2021. So shout out to our mates Preachers for all the cabbage. Now, I hate to do it, but you keep telling me I have to do it. YouTubers need you to subscribe. They've done a good job, you tell me, that they've started subscribing.
Well, only because you bribed them with free beer, but...
Fuck, did I say that on episode?
I'll beep that out.
Yeah. So you do need to like and subscribe, all that bullshit. It does help us a lot. We appreciate that. Also, thank you to our Patreon, who we couldn't do the show without. And a big announcement, if you haven't seen it in socials, we've had a new producer join our show. So Just a Girl and Her Beers, who many might know from Instagram. Emily, Queen E, has joined our show as show producer. She's going to whip us into shape. She's going to make sure we do our jobs. And she's going to make us more organised and bring a feminine edge to Steppies.
Absolutely. Some of us need more whipping than others, but we won't talk about that here.
Look, that's very fair. That's very fair. But this brings me great pleasure. Weg,
Yeah,
should we get into a bit of sip, skip or cellar?
I think we should.
Would you like to take that on?
Yeah. All right, boys and girls. You're going to have to forgive me here. I was going to say rusty, but you can't really be rusty if you've never done something before.
That's true.
I'm just going to read through this little list that we've prepared here. We're going to do what we like to call sip, skip, and cellar. And just for Ali, that's how you actually pronounce it properly, not sip, sip.
Very good, very good.
So, Chelsea, this is a segment we do every week. I don't know if you've heard about it, but basically we go through a couple of beers and you just say whether you sip it, you try it, skip it, you don't even fucking want to smell it, or you'd cellar it, you'd stock up on it, keep a few in the linen closet.
In the old linen closet.
Yeah. So starting off, we've got.
Actually, I was thinking about this.
Here we go.
It's a little early for you to derail it. Okay, just let us go.
No, you can ask the question.
Why isn't there a share option?
Oh, you know why? Because on the Steppies, Frothy's grog's for sharing. Like, good grog is for sharing. We're 100% about that. So the cellar option is just a stock up, share. You know, it's all about that. That's what we're here for. So anytime you buy a beer, it's to share.
Bloody
Okay, fair.
I'm trying to back out of that one.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to ask why it's cellar and not stock, and it's because we did merch that said cellar, and we have to move on from that now.
I can't wait to share your 2 wine racks full of stouts and yeah. Good time. Anyway,
You've put me in an awkward one there.
Let's actually get back on track here. So, starting us off, we've got a beer from Ocho.
Lovely
Little brewery down here in Taz.
Lovely.
Simply called 5, which is a barrel-aged barley wine to celebrate 5 years of Ocho. Part in ex-whiskey, part in ex-Pinot barrels.
I've had this already.
Of course.
Cellar,
Right.
obviously.
Yeah.
Stock up, buy as many as you can. Really delicious beer. Really stupidly well priced too for an 11% beer.
Yeah, okay. I'm actually coming around on barley wines, I think. After that Hawker's...
You're a beautiful man.
The Hawker's barley wine's something special. I
think this is on par with the Hawker's barley wine.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go for it. I'm just gonna say cellar.
Cellar?
I think I'm gonna stock up. Might buy a 4-pack.
Chelsea, what are you thinking?
I hate to be with the in crowd, but I would also probably cellar it because it sounds pretty bloody good.
This was a fucking test and you passed. Yes!
Yes.
Look, it's really, really, really delightful. He's done an absolutely cracking job. I think I'm looking at our producer. It was a 5-hour boil. So, yeah, delightful barrel gifted to him by a very, very wonderful friend of a brewery. And some beautiful Pinot barrels too. Love it. Sell.
All right, so moving right along, we've got Moo Brew, also down here in Tassie. This one sounds like it might be right up your alley, Chelsea, by the sound of what you're drinking tonight. A berry cream sour. Sour beer with lactose. Ali would love that. Raspberries, strawberries, 5.5% ABV, released at the Winter Feast. Dark Mofo.
Dark Mofo.
and now in cans. I'll sip it. That's all. I'm not going anymore on that, I think.
I'm a sip. It looks really great. It's super red. Looks delicious. ABV 5.5 for a fruited, session sour.
It's a bit high.
Bit high, but I'd still give it a crack. It looks great. Sip. Chelsea, what are you feeling? Bit of Moo Brew?
I love Moo Brew. I actually haven't had any of their sours though, so I'd definitely sip it.
This is super new for them. I think this might be one of their first sours, probably. Jack's taken the
Was
helm.
it an accident?
No, I think it's very purposeful.
I wouldn't be surprised.
No, young Jack took the helm maybe 18 months ago down there, and I suspect this is one of his beers. It looks great in glass. So you're sipping?
Sip.
Yep.
Sip. Delightful.
All right. This next one sounds actually really horny, and I'm really about it. From
Really?
Boat Rocker, Gaston.
Oh, okay.
Chardonnay Barrel Aged Saison, 10.6% ABV. Perfect for cellaring. And I am just that. I'm going to cellar it.
I've heard this is quite good. ABV is a little bit scary for me on a barrel-aged Saison, 10.6. Yeah, look, Boat Rocker. They make some good grog.
Oh, just ramjet.
I'd be a sip on that one. What do you think?
Speaking of horny, this is episode 69.
Ah, shit.
I like that you introduced it yourself.
You're welcome.
There's some story to that coming too.
Anyway, I'd probably not that many breweries in Australia can make a good saison. I haven't had many good saisons in Australia.
On the spot, who's your favourite? Best saison going
This is
around?
going to sound super biased, but Forest for the Trees. Brad's doing
okay.
some pretty good stuff there.
I actually haven't had it yet. I've been meaning to, but I haven't.
We may be able to organise a bottle.
Oh, cheeky.
Question is, why haven't you done it before now? Huh?
Oh, that's aggressive.
Because you're there.
Oh,
Yeah, because you're in the seat, mate.
that's all right. I'll be gone next week. It's fine.
Yeah, what do you think about 10.6 though on the ABV? Chardonnay
It's
barrel
quite
aged.
high.
Yeah.
Quite high. Look, I'm going to go sip because I just don't trust cellaring it.
I think, yeah, I don't know. I hope it's not too flabby, but it's Boat Rocker. Who am I to complain? Apparently, it is delicious. Our good mate Mick Wurst loves it. So
Fair enough.
Good on
I'd,
him.
so,
Good
yeah,
on him.
I'd buy some to put in the cellar, I reckon. It'd be a good share beer.
good share beer. Good share beer.
Yeah. All right. Last, but definitely not least, a tasty little sounding beverage from Wild Ravens.
Oh yes, please,
Huh?
please,
Huh? How do you even fucking pronounce that? Is that methode?
mate. After you were
Method.
ripping me for saying Coupe de Grace last week with Ballistic Brewing,
I'm not French.
Coupe de Grace. Yeah, Method.
Method? We'll go with Method Ravens.
The French-
2021.
The French version of Method. Everyone
Yeah,
imagine us saying that.
Don't at me.
Yeah.
A wild golden ale, 4 barrels, best showcase. The best showcase, the Three Ravens house culture, selected and blended sherbet, wood, and oak. 6% ABV.
Cellar.
Champagne bottle.
Cellar.
Definite cellar.
Cellar. We've got,
Cellar.
yeah, definitely. We've got a vertical of all of these so far. So
that's
if
horny.
we don't buy this, we would be crazy. And now that you got us our cheeky little magnums.
I didn't bring that again.
Yeah, I know. That's why I bring it up. Yeah, look, people need to buy more Three Ravens, especially the Wild Ravens gear.
It is good gear.
It is very good gear, so get around it.
Get on the gear.
You did quite well.
It was fine.
It's surprising.
I did stumble through that last one.
Yeah.
Ali wouldn't be impressed.
He's not here. And
Yeah.
if he complains, you can just edit him out.
True.
All right. Should we get into episode 69? So
Let's
to
do
speak. Now, before we get into some serious talk, Chelsea, can we talk about the dislocated knee?
There's not much to say. It just happens.
So, I mean, I don't honestly. I don't know who was messaging us because it was from a blacked out account. It was like a black spot account, but this person messaged us and showed us some things, and on that was maybe a group chat that you were in, maybe a selfie in the toilets where I think it said you might have tripped over yourself and dislocated your knee, and then needed a bit of help to get out of the bathrooms.
Don't forget the bit where she spilt the beer on herself.
Oh yeah, that was in there as well.
Just FYI, I think that beer spilling is actually just a bit of a exaggeration because I saved 90% of that beer.
So
I held my cup up as I fell.
That's boss moves. That's boss moves. So you protected the beer, but not the knee.
Yes.
Which gab session was this out of the, what was it, 7?
It was number 2.
Oh,
That's
you peaked early then.
That's a really awkward start to the weekend.
Yeah, but you know, the more I drank, the more I couldn't feel it. So I feel like it worked out for the best.
Can't argue with that logic. That's up here for thinking.
And to be honest, it's just good that you've got mates looking out for you and definitely not sending messages to this show, you know, who are able to help you out of that situation.
Good to know.
That's your cue, Weg.
I'm just going to have a drink.
He's great at this, by the way.
Doubleparked.
We've actually just cracked the Hawker's Imperial IPA that our good mate Marsden sent us. It came in a box, couple of beers, glassware, no barley wine. Like he'd already sent the barley wine. He'd already sent the barley wine, but I just
He should have sent more probably.
expected more barley wine.
It
But
was
that's
a
fine.
pretty
That's
small
fine.
package. Anyway, Chelsea, we probably should start actually talking about
Episode
beer.
69.
69.
Got to catch them all.
Yes.
Official episode title.
Let us jump into where you started your career in beer, please.
Wait, am I like a Pokemon trainer?
You fucking are. Seriously.
Yes.
After we've talked about Lenny shortly, that will become more apparent to everyone else.
Ah, yes. Sorry, my career in beer, is that where we were going?
Yes,
Yeah.
that was the idea.
How did I start?
Yeah.
I used to work in marketing and events, and when I was quite young, maybe like 18 or 19, started to get into home brewing with my ex because I was trying to impress him.
Fuck that
and,
guy.
Yeah, he's a coward.
No, he's super cool. Anyway,
No.
we kind of got into that together and then homebrew for years. And then I started working behind the bar at White Rabbit when I first moved to Geelong while I was looking for marketing work. And then they were like, hey, come work in the brewery. So
Oh, cool.
I did.
Is this
Yeah.
is this pre-sale, post-sale?
What is that?
You know, like them being, are they CUB? White Rabbit? CUB?
No, they're Lion.
Lion.
Lion, yeah. So Little Creatures White Rabbit, I worked for them for 3 years in packaging and brewing. And then I went on to work at Barrett Burson Maltings for a year as a plant coordinator. And then
Wow.
I have been working at Stone and Wood for about 10 months now.
Wow, that's crazy for such like a young career to have done malting, brewing at a couple of breweries that are like White Rabbit, you know, yes, bought out and, you know, whatever, but doing really great stuff still. And,
Yeah.
you know, Little Creatures OG and then Stone and Wood, the reigning kings of indie beer.
I feel intimidated.
You should feel intimidated.
Fuck, I've got no idea.
Mate, that's a strong, independent woman right there.
Yeah, bloody hell. How do you find working at Stone and Wood? What's that been like?
I love it.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's really good. It's been different because it's smaller than Little Creatures, but it's not so small that it's like really hands-on like the little guys. And the crew's really cool. I really like working with everyone there.
Yeah, I've heard that about the culture there. That's really strong.
It is.
Massive opportunities too going forward with the new brewery announcement, which would be,
Yeah.
you know, getting to more that scale, like absolutely huge. Working at Barrett Burston, word on the street is
Yes.
you had a bit of an interesting task there, given maybe some allergies.
Yep. I'm allergic to wheat, for those of you who don't know me. Why am I in beer?
Which
Look,
is
I don't know.
literally the thousands of people watching and listening.
Yeah, I try to stay away from wheat-driven beers as much as I can, but I just pop antihistamines. Unfortunately, because we were doing 300-ton batches of wheat at Barrett Burston, I was very swollen. I'm happy to release those pictures to the public. It wasn't pretty.
That's insane. And like, so I was told that your role was literally like malting wheat, like you were in charge of malting, well, part of malting wheat.
Yeah, well, like malting in general and like the guys there and getting it done.
So, Chels, you've come on the show really to talk about Beer Through Bright Eyes, which is your little baby. Tell us about Beer Through Bright Eyes and this fucking epic journey you're going on.
Well, obviously named after me because my last name's Bright and it's about beer.
You sure you're not a dad? You sure you're not a dad?
Look, I get asked that a lot.
Okay, cool.
But apparently, not that I know of.
Okay, sweet.
I could be.
That's sweet. Yeah. Sweet.
Anyway, I don't know. I was just at work one day and I was like, I love beer so much. I need to start visiting more breweries. I haven't been to enough. And then I started Googling all these breweries and I was like, I could go here and I could go here. And then it just struck me that visiting all of them was a better idea.
When did you...
In hindsight, maybe not so much.
What moment did you come up with this? Because this feels like a pub chat. Like, group of you down at the pub. Fuck, I'm going to go to all of them.
Actually, no. It was about 9 o'clock at night and I was running the bottle filler at work.
Nice. Okay.
Which is, when it's running well, not so riveting work.
Soul draining, you could call at times.
Yeah, sure. But my soul's going into each and every bottle. So,
and that's why you should buy a Stone of Wood. Yeah.
Shit.
Anyway, I don't know. I come up with stupid plans all the time, but don't usually follow through on something so large a scale so quickly. But, go hard or go home. So here I am.
Yeah.
2 months in.
Yeah, because we started following you on Instagram, which everyone else should as well. We will edit a little link down here.
Sure.
I think you're up to the 40s already. Like
51.
51 already.
Fuck.
Yeah, I've only blogged about like 40 something because
Just
I work
blogged.
full time.
Yeah, just blogged 40 or something. But yeah, everyone needs to go and check it out because you put up photos, but you also write some blog articles.
Yeah, I just do like a little infographic, super short because no one actually really wants to listen to what I have to say, which is fine. A couple pictures, a paragraph about what I thought about it, and then usually a song pairing and where it is. Hopefully, moving forward, I'm working on making it more of a directory so you can type in your postcode and the breweries near you will come up and you can have a quick read. But I'm not that technologically smart, so someone's helping me with that.
Yeah, you've got a WEG, like a work experience guy or girl.
Not worth it.
I need that.
You need one.
The pay isn't great, to be honest.
It took him 7 months to get his own seat, and we'll kick him out next week. But you need a work experience guy. If anyone in the audience or YouTube, Spotify, wherever you're listening, in the car, on the toilet, if you want to be Chelsea's WEG, hit us up, DM us, or DM Chelsea direct.
Yeah, don't bother messaging us. We won't reply.
Well, Emily,
I'll take WEG applications.
Yes, sweet.
Sweet. Just let me get one.
Yeah, you can go. You can go do it.
Yeah.
It'll be way more fun than coming on the show.
Because I've got so much time to be someone else's WEG as well. Anyway, I don't fucking get that. How you're like, oh, I've only been to 51, did you say? I work full time. It's like, I work full time and I think I've got time to think about beer at least once a fortnight. How the bloody hell are you make it to so many bloody breweries?
Yeah, good question. Because I also am studying my IBD and my Cicerone.
Jesus Christ.
But we've all got the same 24 hours in the day, right?
All right. Thanks for watching Step Brewers podcast episode.
We're just going to quit. That's some Elon Musk shit right there. Like, you started breaking down the hours in the day. I've got 9 hours on old Bessie, the bottling line, rocking, I don't know how many, is it hundreds a minute or is it sub hundreds? What's the standard?
It's like 11,000 an hour or something.
Yeah, rocking Big Bessie, thinking about life, planning out brewery visits. It's fucking awesome. Like,
Sure.
I told a few people that who we had coming on and what you do, and they were just like, all of the breweries? Like, yeah, all of the fucking breweries. It's awesome. I want to know song pairings. I forgot about that part.
Yeah.
So give us, you've been to Currumbin Valley recently, the boys.
Yes.
Oh, the boys. Did you get along well with the boys? I
Oh my
feel like-
gosh, the boys.
I feel like the boys from the valley are part of our, like, they're our family, like chicken nuggets are.
Well, I'm drinking all their beers tonight because there's some good beers and they're just top blokes. But I actually met Smokey and Lukey at Gabs, session 3 maybe.
Yeah, so we should have gone to more sessions. We only went Friday.
And the best thing was like I was handing out badges with my logo on because that's the best thing to do. Give them to drunk people. They wake up. What is this? Oh, I'm going to Google it. So I gave them badges and they put them on their hats and they were like, oh, we've got to set up an appointment. They're like, 4th of June at 4 p.m. And I was like, sure. Anyway, at 4 p.m. on the 4th of June, went up there. We all had a good time. They showed me around and they still have my badge on their hat.
Those blokes are some of the fucking nicest guys.
The best humans.
Oh my God.
So,
I'm never going to forget the way that I first made contact with Smokey. He was standing in the line at Gabs in the afternoon session on Friday. Dollar bill. I don't know what the fuck he was planning on drinking, but he was in the line anyway. We were at one drop, and all of a sudden, in the crowd, I just see this
fuckweg
pointed my way. One of these big boys. Oh, thanks. Yeah, love you, Smokey.
And he had full eye contact with you.
Oh, yeah. He was fucking throwing it down.
So after he was hanging out with you on Gabs on the Saturday, him and Lukey jumped in an Uber and stupidly came to Carwin to hang out with us on the Saturday night. And they were up and about. I can't remember seeing the badge, though. That's really bumming me now because I remember me and him swapping hats because his hat's elite and I was wearing my Zinger hat.
He probably didn't want to lose it.
Also elite.
He probably took it off so he didn't lose it.
That's true. Well, I had to take my Zinger hat off Faz because he was trying to steal it.
Oh, bloody Faz. Anyway.
That hat is iconic, though.
Yeah, the Zinger hat. Agreed. Oh, Smokey's hat.
No, Smokey's hat, you fuckwit.
All right, fair enough.
Oh, God. I feel like we've pumped you up enough, all right? I want to know, I've heard a little something about a story with a watermelon. Potentially made it onto the news. Can you please...
Channel 7,
can you
best
elaborate
5 minutes of fame.
Yeah? Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, so every year, Chinchilla, which is like 4 hours northwest of Brisbane in the middle of nowhere, population, who knows? They every 2 years they have a watermelon festival. And I've always wanted to go. It's been running for like 25 years. And then finally I was like, you know what? This is the year. I'm just going to go. It's over 3 days. I had 3 days of outfits that I planned and made, and I had backpacks and bags and all
like
this
watermelon
stuff.
themed or something?
Everything was watermelon.
Wow.
Even in my hire car, I had a watermelon scented tree.
I fucking love this energy.
Anyway, they have all these games and stuff that are like watermelon based. So you put watermelon on our shoes and ski across black plastic, and you like dive under ropes and like seed spit. I can only spit 4 meters. Apparently that's not good enough. And
This is fucking awesome.
Yeah, you gotta. There's a
4 meters.
There's a little boy numbers. You gotta crank those up.
yeah.
Can't say
And
I've ever tried to spit
they
that.
have a beach party. I think at the moment it's sponsored by Great Northern or Iron Jack or something like that. But I
the
feel
beer
like
from
we
up
should
here.
change this.
Yeah.
But they have a beach party nowhere near the beach, obviously. So they
Classic.
truck in 40 tons of sand. And everyone's just running around with no shoes on in these like watermelon beach outfits, and there's a band, and it's so good.
That sounds
That's
anyway,
fucking good.
it's the best weekend of your life. We went to they had one competition. I did almost all of them, but one of the competitions was watermelon dash for cash. So the kids went first. I watched that. If the kids didn't drop their watermelon, they got to take it home. And I love watermelon. So
Clearly.
I picked the biggest watermelon up that I possibly could find.
Because you could take it home at the end.
Yes. When I picked it up, the guy stopped me, put his hand on my shoulder and said, "No, you can't lift that." And I just looked at him in the eyes and I was
"Hey, motherfucker, watch me."
Watch me.
You're just like,
and
hey, it's 2019,
he got up.
bitch. I got this.
It's 41 degrees, so it's sweltering hot. While the guy's explaining what we're doing, I'm already dropping my watermelon because I'm sweating on it. And then he's saying to the crowd, if this girl wins, I'm going to double the prize money because my watermelon was like 4 times the size of anyone else's. So I took off, like I ran for my life and I came last. There was a girl literally pushing me. She's like, come on. And I was like, I don't want to drop it. Anyway, someone was interviewing me at the end and I thought it was the guy, but it was actually Channel 7 News.
Well, they obviously went, who the fuck here is worth interviewing? The bloke who took it super seriously and won, or the chick that's tried to find the biggest fuck off watermelon in the pile and come dead last and is now laying on the floor in a pile of sweat? Well, I know who I'd interview.
Now I've got that footage.
Oh Jesus.
Because it was sent to me, and I will provide it to Weg with your consent. But I just want to quickly see if I can pull up this audio here because it's quite funny. This is great for.
Some carried more than they could handle. I thought that I prepared, but I didn't.
I thought that I prepared, but I didn't. Is the sound of poor Chelsea lying on the ground, holding for dear life the watermelon.
That was literally like fetal position.
Absolutely awesome.
Unfortunately, this wasn't just local news. This was national.
Oh yeah,
I've heard that.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you're going to do it, you go big. Why not?
All right.
And then, funnily enough, speaking of the news, tonight my friend Anna, who works for the Indie Brewing, sent me a message and said, I think for Bendigo on the Hop, they're using stock images from a couple years ago. Pulls up a picture of me in line on the 9 News website, and then she sends me a picture. I'd run up to 9 News while they were in the middle of a broadcast at Bendigo on the Hob and said, we're all really drunk and we're having a great time.
I feel like
and that's how we met.
I feel like, is that Anna, what's her last name? Re something?
I can't remember her last name
It's like
either.
Reesing or something? You know who I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Love it.
Yeah,
I feel like you're going to become our girl on the ground, like just at events.
Oh wow! How funny would that be?
Yeah.
We're going to our reporter live at the scene, Chelsea Bright. Here we go. Fuck me. Buckle up. What's coming here?
Now, Chelsea, I haven't cleared this with the boys at all, but when I was being told about this watermelon event by perhaps someone who rang me today, I was very inspired, and I think that the Steppies can work to sponsor Chelsea in the watermelon dash this year.
Oh yeah, 100%.
We got to get behind you. We got our girl with a Steppies logo on it, dashing for the watermelon in full watermelon kit. I'm about it.
Fuck it, why not? Ali's not here to stop us spending
Ali,
money
do you
stupidly,
agree?
so
Producer Emily, do you agree?
sure. Fucking hell.
Yeah, I think that's a really great idea.
Well, it's settled. Motion carried.
Consider it done.
Now back to the epic journey. Have you got the strawberry in glass now? I'm thinking.
I do have the strawberry
Yummy.
strawberry bubblegum. So good.
Yummy beers. Going back, so we've done 50 odd breweries. Highlights. What are we thinking so far?
Oh.
Pick your favourite child.
I hate it when people ask me this.
You got it.
Because it really depends on like what mood you're in, who you're with, if they showed me around, if they gave me free beers.
It helps. Well, set the scene. Just give us a special moment then. I mean, they're all special. They're all your children.
Look, there's so many good moments, and I love Currumbin Valley. Those guys are great. I love being shown around the TAFE by Hendo. That was super cool.
Oh, that would have been good.
Yeah. Copperhead in Sunny Coast was all the beers were spot on. One of my favorite moments though was I went to Sea Legs.
Oh yeah, good friends of ours.
Somehow drank like 6 pints of
Sea Legs
Imperial
about-
Stout.
Oh, nice.
So good.
That.
Nice. That's the mulberry from Sea Legs.
Oh, that looks horny.
So I left there, had just the best time. I was staying in Brisbane in a hotel right up the road from there. Went outside. My friend who I was with at the time, I won't name names, was like, oh, you wouldn't steal that magnet off their car? As they were getting into their Uber, and I was like, watch me. Grabbed the Sea Legs magnet off their car, took off up the street, never to be seen again, until the next day when I messaged them on Instagram and profusely apologized.
You have a lot of similarities with one of our other hosts who likes to sit here normally and take things from breweries and then have to return them. So I like that energy a lot.
Well, I took it back to Gabs with me in Brisbane and returned it. And they gave me a free beer. So I feel like it was a win-win situation.
That's a win.
Did I ever tell you about the time that I stole a Macca's drive-through sign? Like one of those fuck-off big plastic ones with the lights inside them. That's a story for another time.
Okay.
Did you take... Did you wire it up or...
Oh, no. Unfortunately not. No, actually, I probably should have done that.
You probably should have had a friend in engineering or something.
Yeah.
That would have been smart.
I don't have friends. People just tolerate me.
Wow. What was the song for Currumbin Valley? The song recommendation?
Oh my gosh, I can't remember off the top of my head, which is so bad. Isn't it?
Oh, you're killing me here. You're killing my flow.
I don't know. One of those hot, mad, sexy Doja Cat songs or something. Juicy.
I feel like it would have been one of Smokey's songs would have been nice. You know, Smokey just sitting out on the balcony. You finish your tour, having a couple of beers, and he's just playing.
Oh, you'd sit out there. Yeah,
He plays acoustic. Just.
Oh wait, hang on, I found it though.
I like how you're preparing on the
Valley by Kevin Morby.
Oh, I
I've
don't know
never
that
heard
one.
that ever in my life.
We'll have to chuck up.
No, well, I mainly just go into Spotify and type in the name of a brewery and then hope that something comes up that I semi-like.
Oh, okay. Interesting. There's give me some.
And then if I can't find something, I come up with something else.
Fair call.
I like
Fair
it.
call.
I like it.
Is there anyone on this same vein that you're most looking forward to visiting, other than us when you come to Tasmania?
Oh, Tassie, we show you around.
I'm so excited for Tasmania because I love it so much. I'm
Follow-up
super
episode.
upset that I missed the... I always come down and do the nude solstice swim. Didn't get to do that this year, sadly.
Bugger.
But super keen to do Van Diemen's because he does his own malting.
Yeah, that'll be cool. It'll be a different scale to yours for sure, but he does it all by hand with a shovel.
Obviously.
Our mate
Yeah, it's so cool. And then, I don't know, just everyone. Because I feel like if you've opened a brewery, you've really put your balls out there, you know? Like, it's hard work.
Genitalia.
And everyone's got...
We're not ball specific on this show.
Hey, ladies
Sorry.
can have bowls if they want. Lady bowls.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Genitalia in general is great on this show. Respected. Lady balls.
But yeah,
Moving
just
on.
keen to see everyone. Keen to go to Alice Springs.
Wow.
My friend Jum is the head brewer there, and it's just in the middle of nowhere. So why not?
Which brewery is that?
It's just Alice Springs Brewery.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's
That checks out. Well, we'll definitely have to show you around when you come down to Tassie. It's going to be a challenge because, especially in Tassie, there are a lot of established breweries, but then there are a lot of very, very small breweries that are counted in your list.
I think there's 41.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think a lot of those are like very homebrew scale,
like Spotty Dog.
and a couple of gypsy brewers. But you should delay as long as possible so you can come to our new venue. That would be great.
You might have to wait like 3 or 4 or 7 or 12 years.
I think we should check in with you like throughout the journey though, because this is like every man or woman in beer's dream to visit breweries all the time. And when I first heard about it, I was like, no one's going to be able to do that. And you're 50 down already, so feel like you're already smashing it.
I'm pretty behind.
So where are you meant to
You'll
be?
get it. You got 2 years, don't you?
I'm meant to be on 70.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But, COVID and then stuff happens in life. Unfortunately, it is quite difficult to juggle. I don't have a lot of friends here because they're like, come hang out. And I'm like, oh, I'm at a brewery.
I like a beer.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. Now, we've got a few little messages from people about you because you're quite popular.
You
coming on
do
the
some
show.
shit, don't you? Like we've already talked about a few fucking interesting things that you've done, and he's over here like now. We'll just
Let me shuffle the notes I've been sent. Let's talk about your mate Lenny.
Who's Lenny?
Lenny.
That's a great name. Reminds
Now,
me of Lenny. From
Lenny's
The
not
Simpsons.
with us today. He's not dead, but he's not with us today.
I'm actually very sad that he's not here because usually if I ever do anything on video, he's in the background.
I have seen.
Unfortunately,
Lenny, come here, boy. Come here.
he's in storage at the moment.
Ah, fuck.
Now, can you tell the listeners and for the viewers? So, if you're listening in your car, you should be on the YouTube. But for the viewers, we'll put Lenny down on the bottom because I've been sent some photos of Lenny. Can you tell us who Lenny is?
Lenny is my pet velociraptor.
Now that sounds weird. Let her continue.
He's 3 meters long and he's about my height. And he usually lives in my lounge room. But since I moved up here, my living situation is quite, not super permanent. So he's not here right now.
Is Lenny with Mum?
Yeah, Lenny's at Mum's.
How does Mum get along with Lenny?
Mum loves Lenny. I think she thinks I'm super weird, but she accepts it. I think she knew that a long time ago.
I just love that the first message I got was a picture of you on Zoom with this giant velociraptor behind your head. And the text from this person just said, "This is her pet Lenny. He's a full-size velociraptor." And I was like, yeah, this is going to be a fun show.
Yeah, I actually had him in the background of my interview for Stone and Wood.
Did they think it was one of those shitty Zoom, replies?
They're like, is that a background? Like, what's going on? I was like, oh no, this is real.
How good. So, you've got this bloody epic journey going on. You've also got this crazy beer career kicking off in earnest, and you've already done some pretty epic things, to be honest, in studying IBD and Cicerone. What's next for you? You're going to cement your place at Stone and Wood? You're going to look around? Like what's going on with your career?
Oh, geez, that's a hard.
Yeah.
You sound like my counselor or something.
You can just tell me.
I don't know, Jessica.
You can just tell me to fuck off too. This is your episode, remember?
Look, I'm one of those people that I know that life doesn't go to plan, so I try not to have too many set in stone. Like, I want to be here because when I was 17, I wanted to be married with kids in a house at X age, and then that never happens. Now I would neck myself if I had children. Sorry, everyone. But I think really keep brewing. I really, really like the hands-on work in brewing. But realistically, I think long-term, it'd be pretty good to somehow monetize what I'm doing right now with my tour because it is extremely time-consuming. Trying to work full-time, visit breweries full-time, gym in that time as well so that I don't get a giant beer belly.
Just keg lifts.
And then moving forward after those 2 years, if I make the deadline, if I don't, I feel like I'll at least get pretty close. Hopefully, maybe look into beer events or something, go back into really praising our local breweries and that sort of thing. And then really, I just hope the Bachelorette approaches me and tries to find me a man that I love more than beer.
Look, I'm going to say, I don't fucking watch The Bachelorette, but if you were The Bachelorette, I'm fucking watching. So
I actually...
Who's that, Channel 7? Fucking come on.
I get told that a lot.
Oh, bloody
I
oath.
actually, Bachelorette is a guilty pleasure of mine.
Yeah, of course it is.
Watch that with my wife, and we have a great time bitching about everyone.
Bloody oath. Now, there's the magic of video. My glass is full. Oh, this totally isn't fucking edited. But there is one more piece of juicy gossip, Chelsea, that I did want to hear
Besides
the story
the
about.
Bachelorette,
Besides the Bachelorette is interesting news for
Chelsea
sure. and
2022. Get on the
fuck yeah,
campaign.
get in there. Go on, girl. Clint was telling me that this something about, was it your sister going into labour? You were apparently on a girls' night out. Do you want me to continue to tell the details, or do you want to tell the
I
story?
want to hear your side of the story.
What I've got here is girls' night out, sister goes into labour.
She's in Brisbane.
You're in Brisbane.
No, the sister's in Brisbane.
Where were you?
I'm in
Geelong.
Melbourne.
You're in Geelong, Melbourne?
Yeah, I was actually in Melbourne that night.
Okay. $1,000 plane ticket. Right?
That's just
Yeah.
sisterly love.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with that story.
Your friend in Geelong packing your bag for you. Was that right?
Yes.
Yes. You get to Brisbane, foolishly hadn't checked your bag up until this point, but soon discovered that only lingerie has been packed in your bag. Is that true? Or is that a stitch up?
That's kind of a stitch up. There was a lot of stuff in there that was usable, but also a lot of it that I was like, why would I possibly need this? There was a lot more lingerie than a single person going to watch her in labour could possibly need in COVID.
Some labours go for a long time. Maybe she just thought, you might need something to
Be
do.
comfortable.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about children.
No.
Yes, we were in Melbourne on a girls' night out. We'd been in lockdown for quite a while, and this was the first night that we were allowed out. So, it was quite a big one.
Of course.
It's about 11 o'clock at night, and I just get this text message from my mum being like, your sister's in labour.
Fucking thanks for ruining my big night, mum.
So, me drunkenly trying to book a flight. The next one was at 9 o'clock the next morning. The only seat I could get was a $1,000 business class ticket.
Oh, that is baller.
Had to get my friend to drive me to the airport after no hours sleep. I was definitely still drunk. I like to tell people I was hungover, but I was super still drunk. At that time, they weren't serving liquor on the plane, just mid-strength beers. So I get on there and I'm like, alcohol now. I'm in business. And the guy was just like, I can't give you hard spirits. I can only give you mid-strength Great Northern. So I'm just downing these beers.
Oh, Jesus Christ. These people on this plane, were there people in business class with you? They were like, who is this fucking alcoholic with a lot of money?
Pretty much. And then it was really funny because on that same flight, someone in cattle class.
The plebs.
Which
the great unwashed.
Which I can say because that's the only time I've ever been in business class and probably ever will be. Sent me a note to ask me on a date.
Oh,
wow, that's energy.
And you say you
and
need
I was
to go
like,
on the Bachelorette
whoa,
2022.
I'm shit-faced. Yeah, I feel
They were
like
like,
that never happened.
look at this cool bitch. She's up in business class. She's drinking Great Northerns, the beer from up here, in fucking...
Are you sponsored by them now?
No.
Oh, good.
He was a
9 in the
gold digger, for
morning.
sure.
It's fucking hell.
Yeah, he was definitely a gold digger.
But luckily, luckily the air host man was just like laying me up with heaps of beef jerky and like bottles of wine with the cap still on, so I could put them in my bag for later.
Oh, that's baller! Shout out to Virgin Australia or whoever that was.
I love that. So does that mean
Virgin.
the first time that you met your niece or nephew, you were fucking blind?
Actually, she didn't have the baby for another 3 days.
Oh, you should have just enjoyed the girls' night, to be honest. You should have just... If my family
honestly,
ever try and
that's-
get me to bail on a boys' night because someone's bloody popping out a baby, nah, not happening.
To be honest,
Has our light just gone out?
yeah.
Okay, pause.
To be honest, Yeah, I feel like it's a big baller move, just getting there for your sister and backing her up. But also, that night out could have been a real ripper. We'll never know.
Oh, it was. We were already home by this stage. This said friend that I know who you're talking about gave you all the goss on me was asleep earlier than us. I tried to feed her chicken nuggets while she was asleep and she would not have it.
Are we doing reverse goss?
Wow. Tell me more.
Yeah.
I feel like your friend did all of this out of love, and they're all very funny stories.
I love that when Ali's not on the show, we just end up talking about stupid. I mean, this isn't stupid. I don't want to be demeaning, but like, this is not.
This is
important
typical
stuff.
Step Brewers. This is baller energy. Before we get you to give our Gabs pitch, I'm just going to give you some nod or smile kind of statements to finish it out. So I've got a little list here. You can just agree or disagree with the statement that I present. You don't have to say anything else. The line for male toilets are often shorter than women toilets.
Correct.
COVID quarantine police officers can be quite attractive.
Oh my gosh, aren't they?
There is nothing better than a swim in cold water.
Well, she's already confirmed that.
Yeah, that one's confirmed. Sorry.
Yeah.
And also, Furphy branded bikinis. We should bring those back.
Did they ever leave?
I don't know. If Furphy want to send us a bunch of branded
They're
bikinis.
still here.
Actually, if Furphy want to send us a bunch of branded Speedos.
Oh, mate, I could get around the budgie smugglers.
We could get around
I
some
barely have
smugglers.
my shirt on as it is when we do this show.
Well,
All of you regular viewers would know that. Fuck, the fact that we've got a separate camera for me now when I'm sitting over there
it's not good.
with
No, it's
my
not good.
underwear
I have
on my
seen
head.
this.
Hey.
Oh, have you seen that? Oh, no, yeah, you would have seen that. Well, we're going to add you to Patreon because you're a fucking legend and we need you in there with the rest of the crew.
Can't wait to
And-
post my nude content from last week's Raw Thoughts episode.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
But before we add you to the Patreon, we better get a Gabs pitch out of you.
Yep.
Give us your Gabs pitch. I want it now. I want it good. Give us your Gabs pitch. Please and thank you. It'll just keep going. Just let it go.
Are we doing the whole thing?
Yeah, fuck it, why not?
We still need to do that music video.
I just want that Gabs pitch. Bitch.
No, we shouldn't let it go.
All right, fucking fade it out. Let's go.
It's the worst. It is the actual worst.
I just want that
I was
Gabs
really enjoying that though.
pitch.
We've still got to do that music video. Still got
God,
to do
that's going to be a horny content. That.
Hornier than episode 69.
Oh, look, probably.
Which
Definitely less clothing than episode 69.
we didn't explain it before. So
So far.
so we did. Sounds like Chelsea's staying for Raw Thoughts. We didn't explain it before, but when we were talking to you about being on episodes, and we're like, "Oh, so you'll be on this episode, which is about this number," and you're like, "Can I please have episode 69?" Which we've never had a guest request that episode number, and we had to.
Well, there's only going to be one episode 69.
There's gonna be 169. Maybe you'll be.
No, but it's not
maybe you'll be
Not
at the
the
end.
same.
Yeah, okay, fine. What about 420? That'll take us many years to get to. Anyway, we had to move poor Jakey from Ballistic. Had to move him around. Poor Weg's got to edit your episode before he can edit Jake's episode. It was a fucking schmozzle, but you had so much good energy in the chat that we're here for it.
Yeah, fuck it.
All right, let's do this.
Woo! Also, I feel like Jake will forgive me because I've done ballistic already.
Yeah.
And I feel like he didn't hate me.
Yeah.
He's a good dude.
He added me on Facebook.
Did he
I've
really?
made it, boys.
I'm sorry, how old are you?
Like 16.
He's our work experience kid. Legally, he shouldn't even be drinking. That's why we keep him on that side of
It's
the
all right.
cup.
I've got an exemption from the government.
legal
to drink-
reasons, that's
to
a
drink
joke.
Alcohol.
Yeah, that is.
Oh,
that
for
is
legal
very much a
reasons,
joke.
I'm not actually 16. All right, it's time, Chelsea. we want to hear about this beer that you're going to theoretically brew that is going to win Gabs. It doesn't have to be serious, and you don't have to actually brew it. Actually, probably the sillier the better. My personal favourite was Tommy Delmont's sewer beer.
Yeah, he was going to use the liquor from his floor drains to make a beer, a mixed culture beer.
Culture from the toilet.
Yeah.
So
I think he called it shit beer or something.
Yeah, it was something like that. And it's probably pretty typical of Gab's beers, to be perfectly honest. So.
What you got? Hit us.
My first thing that came to mind was probably inappropriate. So
Good.
I came up with something that was a bit more appropriate and something that I actually really want to brew and is probably possible, I guess.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So for the sake of my mother, I'll pitch you that one.
I can't wait to hear about this inappropriate pitch in Raw Thoughts after the show.
Maybe we should get your raw thoughts.
Oh, fuck.
Anyway, hear me out. A watermelon jerky. Bright ale. Bright and spicy.
This is
So,
fucking good.
Bright ale, Chelsea Bright, spicy, bit spicy, watermelon jerky, watermelon jerky.
Plain
Smoky,
jerky.
spicy, bright. Watermelon.
We're just
jerky.
chucking
here.
words around at this point, but
I'm
in.
here.
I'm in.
I'm here for it. What's it called? What's the name?
Bright and spicy.
Bright and Spicy.
Bright and spicy. Oh, yeah.
That's
That
my fault.
makes sense. Doesn't it? You fucking pay attention, would you?
That's actually fucking quite good, to be honest. And you just thought of that then.
I want to drink it.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be Gabs appropriate. You've got jerky in there. You know, all you need to do is put lamb souvlaki in there, and every fucking news station will talk about it.
That was fine. That
Was it
beer.
okay?
Who made that again?
Wayward.
Yeah,
I
it was
didn't try
fine. It was fine. It tasted more like the
Bright and spicy.
It was more like the garnish than the actual lamb souvlaki, but
Oh,
it was
but
rosemary. That's what we got, wasn't it?
I didn't try it.
I don't
You
know.
know, if anyone actually wants to brew that with me, I'm here.
Yeah.
Bright
Yeah,
and spicy.
let's get a collab going. We've got how many friggin' brewers do we have?
Stone
listening
and
to this
Wood
now?
X the Step Brewers.
Stone and Wood aren't brewing that beer. We need to get someone small and nimble who's willing to take a risk.
Like Spotty Dog.
Yeah, okay. I like
In 7 years.
I like the I
12.
like the watermelon though. It's good.
I could get around that. I really could get around that, to be honest.
It's good energy. Well, Chelsea, it's been fucking awesome to have you here, honestly. Want to get you back for sure. You've been so much fun, very refreshing. Nice to have, a lovely episode where Weg can just be himself and have a bit of fun. He gets a bit nervous in the mixed culture episodes.
I haven't even said the C word once.
You've been very good, mate. You've been very good. So,
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, fuck.
no, but it has been wonderful to have you here. And if anyone wants to follow your journey, Beer Through Bright Eyes on Instagram.
Yep.
Now, what's the punctuation? Because it's just so we
Oh
know
yeah,
for
it's
sure.
at beer.through bright eyes.
You gotta mansplain it. He's a boomer. What more can I say?
I'm not a boomer. No, it's been fucking wonderful to have you. Very excited to keep hearing about this journey. We definitely want to check in with you. Definitely want to catch up if you come down here. We could do an episode in person.
Oh, yeah.
Get a bit drunk. Drink.
Follow up episode.
Yeah,
Maybe that can be 169.
Oh, okay.
That's a long way away, though. That's
No,
a long
that's
way
a long way
away.
away. Maybe Brewery
We'll just
69. you come
pre-record
down
it.
here.
We'll pre-record it and release it in like 2 years.
Yeah, that's smart. Okay. That's smart.
Well, Brewery 69 sounds like a really good idea.
Yeah, I'm
Even if I have to fly down there for like one day.
Fuck it.
Oh,
Do
yeah.
it.
We all go to like Ocho or Fox Friday for 69.
Jesus, that could be
Brewery
so badly
69.
misinterpreted. This
Do not cut that into the promo.
episode 69 has been probably my favourite episode so far. This has been good. Good banter. Ali's not here.
Always makes for a fun episode.
I started slow, but I feel like I've kicked into gear.
Now, Chelsea, for the people who are
Yes.
about to leave us, the regular listeners, are you keen to come on to the Patreon in 5 minutes' time and grab some raw thoughts out of you? So, for people who don't like or subscribe or are part of the Patreon, we have a little extra segment that goes out to a very small group. There's about 60 of us now.
Yeah, something like that.
I think. And it's Patreons, it's brewers in the industry. So you got, the guys from Deeds, the guys from Three Ravens, the guys from Currumbin, Ballistic, that sort of thing. You want to come on and say hi to those guys as well in a few minutes? You be down for that? Drink some more beers, talk some shit?
Does a velociraptor live in my living room?
Fuck yes, he does. Yeah, girl. We're going to Raw Thoughts. I love it.
That's been episode 69.
For those of you who weren't actually listening, that's a yes.
Fuck yes. Well, thank you, Chelsea. Our girl, the new queen of Queensland, Chelsea Bright. Thank you. This has been episode 69.
Thanks for having me.
Got to catch them all. You.
Fucking who?
I need some Pokeballs.
Thanks for listening to the Step Brewers podcast. If you like the show, be sure to rate, subscribe, and leave a review to help other beer lovers discover the podcast.